what we realize is that we all desire connecting. So I just want to really encourage you that sometimes we don't reach out because we feel like the other person might reject us, we may not belong, but I guarantee you they're feeling the same way you are.
Let's go! Do anything you want, just live your life, your life. Life is a journey, so be strong and proud. Make it what you want, just live your life out loud. No regrets, just live your life out loud. Just live your life out loud. Just live your life out loud.
So I have a question for you. Have you ever gone somewhere intentionally to go connect with people, and then you get there and you feel weird and you don't talk to anybody and you go home and you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that? I do that too. We all do that. It's like we want to connect so badly, but there's something inside of us that holds us back. So even when we put ourselves out there, we don't always connect with the person right next to us, and they want that as bad as we do. So in this episode of Your Vulnerability Advantage, we're going to talk about how critical it is for our livelihood and our happiness and our energy, everything of when we connect to other people. So I hope you enjoy this episode. This is the Vulnerability Advantage. Enjoy. So I have been a practicing yogi, which just means that I've been doing yoga. Probably was introduced to it about 25 years ago and really doing it on a regular basis the last 10 years. Absolutely love it. I get so much benefit out of it. And what I noticed is that we go into the class, and most people that are doing some sort of yoga, meditation, anything of that nature, most of us are doing that because we're trying to connect to ourselves, right? There's something that calls us to movement, either connecting to movement or to people or to other things. But it's all about connection. Yet we go into the yoga class, we put our mat down, we sit next to Sally Yoga or Frank Yoga, but we don't really interact too much. We do our practice, we get so much benefit out of it, and then we leave. And it was interesting because I've been going to this one yoga studio now for about 10 years, and the owner actually had a retreat. And so there was about 30 people from the group that went. I've seen all of these people in class, but this was the first time over a 3-day weekend that we really got to connect. Here we are connecting in the yoga class, yet we're disconnected. And I see this over and over again. I saw this when I was in the corporate world, where departments would stay in their own little cubicles and do their things, and they'd be disconnected from the rest of the company. And I know, because if it's true for me, it's got to be true for some other people. What we desire the most is that connection. So when I went on this yoga retreat, at first everybody's a little bit nervous, and then we start talking, we start having dinners together, we start doing yoga together, we start spending time together, and what we realize is that we all desire connecting. So I just want to really encourage you that sometimes we don't reach out because we feel like the other person might reject us, we may not belong, but I guarantee you they're feeling the same way you are. So if I reach out and you reach out, then we meet halfway, and that's where the connection comes. So here's the weird thing about connection. People can't find you if you're staying at home in your little cubbyhole. And by the way, I did that. We all do that sometimes. It's like we almost retreat when we really want to connect even more. So you're going to have to get a little bit out of your comfort zone into your uncomfortable zone and your unknown zone if you want to connect. Even if your brain is saying, don't do it anyway. Find some meetup groups, find some people, activities that you like to do, and just go show up. And then go talk to somebody. Ooh, that's scary, I know, but go talk to somebody. They're probably wanting connection just as much as you do. Don't listen to those thoughts that you're not going to fit in, right? We all think it, but if we move past that, then we can basically get to the next level and connect with people. The other thing is, here's some questions to ask yourself. What is it that I like to do? And then find those groups with the common interest. You don't have to change for anybody. You don't have to turn into a chameleon. Stay your true self. You stayed center. People get to rotate around you, and then they will connect with you on those like-mindedness issues. So you don't have to change. This isn't about trying to make somebody like you. It's about just showing up and connecting. So I hope you got great value from this. I love connecting with you guys on these videos. And if you would like to get a little bit more, if you haven't already downloaded my free guide, and please do so now. You can click below. It's basically how to embrace your vulnerability as an advantage, and it's the 10 surprising benefits from connecting to your vulnerability. So we'll see you next time on the video. This is Wendy Lee. Bye.